Yeah, when Duke offered me that job, I was working with him in Canada. And as I told you yesterday, sometimes you got the clown and the tap dance to get the audience, things like that. And he called me into his room. You know, he always referred to me as Mr. Briggs. That's how Duke was. He was good. And I said, Duke, just call me Bunny. You know, you're the boss. Just call me Bunny. And he said, all right, Mr. Briggs. So that was that. And he said, I'm putting on a sacred concert. And I believe in God and everything, but I never worked, literally, in a cathedral or a church. Next door maybe, but not in the church. So I said, Duke, what can I do in the church? I can't get laughs. I can't get no applause. What can I do? He said, oh, well, you'll do something, Mr. Briggs. Would you like to do it? I said, well, if you've got that much faith in me, I will. So a couple of days later, I prayed. And I want you to do that. Always pray, because it helps. So I prayed to God. I said, I don't know how to dance in your house. I can't get no laughs or applause. I said, so it's up to you. You've got to give it to me. I don't know what to do in your house as far as dancing is concerned. And when I did, we played a song called David Dance Before the Lord. Now believe this if you want to or not. I was scared to death because there was Bishop Pike at Grace Cathedral in San Francisco sitting up there in front. And I was scared to death. I didn't even take a beer. I didn't have nothing in me. It was all Bunny. It was all Bunny. And the band hit up. Now Johnny Hodges was playing lead alto. Sam Woodgard was on drums. Cat Anderson on trumpet. Duke's son. Just like that. I came out. So when I walked out, I came out like this. Didn't know what to do. And when I did. And what I told you yesterday, I want you to remember. Be different. Please be different. Because I won't see you no more. So when you get your routines together, try to be different from the rest. Because that's what makes stars. Be different. So instead of going right into the dance, I did this. Now, everybody was looking. The cathedral was very quiet. It was very quiet. It was very quiet. What is he going to do? And all of a sudden I went like this. Boom! That was it. I was on the cloud. God answered my
Could you tell the dancers a little bit about your relationship with Baby Laurence?
Oh boy.
Bunny and Baby came from the school of the modern tap that went into the whole paddling thing. I think we went over that yesterday, but here, just that, Baby was, there's a record, by the way, of Baby Laurence that was made.
And it's too.
He was one of the real
modern
tappers. I think he danced this dance with Duke Ellington too, or was he was supposed to, right?
Well, a lot of dancers did it because at that time I was pretty well off. I had some money, and I don't like to fly. I detest it. I wish I had about 10 minutes on flying, but I haven't. I don't like to fly, so when Duke took the show to Europe and places like that, he asked me to go, but I didn't go. I said, no, Duke, I'll wait till you come back to New York City or Chicago, somewhere where I could take a bus or a train. I just didn't like to fly.
Right.
So I think Baby did it. Buster Brown did it, and a gentleman by the name of Little Willie Gaines, and they did it. I just don't like to fly. And as far as Baby's concerned, he was the greatest to me. I've seen them all. I've seen every tap dancer out here. And Baby Laurence, to me, is the greatest tap dancer that ever lived. There'll never be another one like that gentleman. When I saw Baby dance, I wanted to throw my shoes away. I wanted to throw them away. I said, I ain't doing nothing here. And how I met Baby, I was working at a place called the Ubangi, and I was doing a single. I was about, 15, 16 years old. I was young. And the manager that was handling me, name was Feet Edson. He was handling also Erskine Hawkins and the Bama State Collegians. This is before Erskine took the band over. It was under his name, but they had what they call a band leader. And he came downstairs and said, Bunny, I've got a fella that is a very good dancer. I said, well, I don't want no dancer with me. I wanted to be by myself. And he said, well, just watch him. And I said, all right, send him on down. I was very brazen in those days. I thought I was the greatest that ever did it. And Baby came down. And he was the first time, at that time I was doing what you call buck and wing. That's what I was doing. I was buck winging and doing over the top, splitting, breaking my legs and all of that. And Baby just came down there and went, and as soon as he did it, I said, boom, that's it. As soon as I saw it. So I said, yeah, I'll dance with him. And we started at a place called, he was working at a place called Dickie Wells. Now, Dickie Wells was a place where the performers would go. The performers, no outsiders, just performers. And you could do what we call now your thing. You didn't have to worry about it being in the paper the next day. If you wanted to get drunk, you could get drunk and fall on the floor. It wouldn't be in the papers the next day or the magazines or Inquirer, that kind of thing. You could do whatever you want. In fact, mostly all your big-time entertainers would come there after their show, like Billie Holiday, John Barrymore, Martha Ray. We'd all get together. We don't do that no more. Show people don't get together like they used to do. They don't do that no more. We go out and we will know what we want to eat and where we go. In those days, we were more close together, show people. We hung out and did our thing, and then we'd go out and entertain. But that's all over. And Baby Laurence, to me, is the greatest tap dancer that I have ever seen, and I feel so honored that I was his first partner. But he was the greatest.
What did he do that was so different, sir?
Well, he was just different. He didn't do no splits. He didn't do no over the tops. He just danced. He just danced. Improvisation. And in those days, tap dancers was like flash dancers. In other words, we had a thing called get hot, especially when you were colored. When you're colored and came out like this, right away they said, get hot, get hot, get hot. In other words, you had to start to go, you know, you had to get into it. You know, and then boom, boom, bam, boom, splits, and that kind of thing. See? You had to get hot. They wouldn't allow us to just do that. Couldn't do it. You had to get hot. So that's what you call flash dancing. Well, Baby changed all that. In fact, he's known, as far as I'm concerned, as the Charlie Parker of the tap dancers. Baby Laurence. He's the Charlie Parker, and I'm a disciple. When I saw him, I said, well, this is it. And he could also sing. Baby was a beautiful singer. In fact, he started that way with Don Redman. He sang a song called Trees and things like that, and there'll never be another dancer like him. There never will. I've seen them all. They're all good, but Baby was something special.
Baby went into the clubs on 52nd Street and just did with small groups, right? He didn't
Right.
just do all the big bands, but he began the whole thing of really improvising and working.
Yes, he did. Well, see, at that time now, when Baby was dancing on 52nd Street, I was just trying to make it. When he got to 52nd Street, I was trying to get in there, but I couldn't. And they had another dancer. His name was Walter Green, and he was known as the Cramp Man. Now, cramp goes like this, or that's cramping. And he was the best at that. Walter Green was the best at that. He cramp you to death. Cramp you to death. Yeah, he was the Cramp Man. He was the Cramp Man, and Baby. Now, the places they worked was a place called Kelly's Stables with Ralph Watkins. That's where they were. And what happened, how I got in there, they took everybody in the Army. Everybody went in the Army, all the tap dancers. They were in a show called This Is the Army by Irving Berlin. And they took all the tap dancers. They took the Cotton Club Boys. They had, not Moke and Poke, Stump and Stumpy they had in there. Every tap dancer in the world. So there was no one to come to but me. And that's how I got in there. But 52nd Street was the home of a lot of tap dancers. And they were all good. But I hope one day I can say this on the air and everything, which I already said on radio, things like that, that Baby was the man. Baby was the guy, when he'd come in the Apollo Theater, all the rows, 8 of them, there would be nothing but tap dancers there, because Baby was the one to show you the way. You didn't do what he did, but he would show you a way. Like one of his dances was the Shim Sham Shimmy, but he didn't do it like this. He didn't do that. He did this. That's the way Baby did it. He was always ahead. He was always ahead. And right today when I dance, I think of Baby. I think of Baby because that was my man. That was my man. There was no better than him. No.
Sorry, I missed him.
I'm sorry too because...
I got into tap just in '74 when he died, and someone sent me the obituary, and I met Melinda, the one who
Really?
organized this festival because of that. You know, I mean, just that he really sort of became an end to a...
He was the, well, to me...
Well, not an end, but just he was a real modern, he really took it out into a different...
He changed the whole style. He changed the whole style, and we had another tap dancer named Teddy Hale. Well, he made me want to throw my shoes away. There's a whole lot of dancers want to make me throw my shoes away. But he did, because he did a thing that no other dancer could do. And that dance was what they call the Begin to Beguine. Now, he did it like Eddie Hayward played it. All the you know, doom, boom, boom, ba-dum, ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-bum-bum. Well, he caught all of that. And that's hard. That's hard, but he made it look like anybody could do it. And that's another thing. When you dance, you know when you're good. Because if somebody say, oh, I can do that, then you know you're cooking. You know you're cooking because they think it's easy. They'll think it's easy, the way you do it. But when they try it, then they'll find out that it's hard. But you know you're in when somebody say, oh, I can do that. They ain't doing nothing. You see? That's when you know you're in. And Teddy Hale, he did a step, and I can't do it, so, but this is the hardest I've ever seen anybody do. Now, on the Begin to Beguine, he would go, ba-dum-bum, bum, bum, ba-bum, 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 boom, boom, bum, bum, boom, boom, bum, bum. Now, that's hard. That is a hard step, because it's da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum, boom. And he did it. And this way, on the side of his foot. And then back, like that. And he caught it. I don't know how he did it. And then he could also tap dance on a chair, which is hard. You see, so most of all these dancers paid their dues. And I'm so happy that I can come here and show you my little style. And I hope, yeah, and I hope that, oh, one more thing. One more thing, very important. Show business is the devil's playground. Don't forget that, please. I know some of you are not listening to me, but whoever dig what I'm saying, it's the devil's playground. If you get with anybody that's using dope, get up and say, well, I'll see y'all later. Don't care what they say about you. You won't be part of the group, but you'll save yourself a lot of trouble. Because I've seen many of act that start using dope, go down the drain. They miss shows, they don't show up, because they're out there getting high. That's no good. So whoever listens to me, please listen. Leave that stuff alone. If you got friends that's doing it, let them go on the side. You sit at the bar somewhere and have a little cognac or a little Don Pion or whatever. But don't bother that because there's no return. And if you listen to me, you'll make it in show business. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah! Player. Hold it. I've got the routine. Ready? 1, 2. Don't want no perspiration. Don't want nobody to perspire. There you go. Let's try it again. All right. Right. One more time. Cool it. Ready? Go. All right. Now, after that is... No. There you go. That's it. All right. That's what you call the break. That's the break. In other words, it's not this here. It's this. You did? All right, you go try. You go try. I can't think nothing but my wife said she don't like the song, but I like it. Shine it out. Da 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 da. Okay? Huh? Okay,